ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोन् श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवा श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांता स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा माताजी, please accept my humble obeisances to each one of you, because today is like, a very auspicious day, and leaving everything you have come to hear this insignificant person, like, narrating one beautiful, wonderful Brihad Bhagavatamrita. This scripture is the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. How many of you attended last week, or how many of you did not attend last week?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Sorry, I could not attend Mataji last week.
No problem. No problem. Just wanted to know so that,
Even I did not attend Mataji.
Mataji. Okay.
I was also not there, Mataji.
Great. Okay. So we'll just take 5 minutes. Yeah, Minusha Mataji. I'll take 5 minutes to recap so that you don't miss this, because this is one of the favorite, my favorite scripture, and this is a Srila Sanatana Goswami has written the scripture. I'm just sharing the slide. Give me a minute. Can you all see me in my screen?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Yeah. So let's pray to Sanatana Goswami. Vairagya Yuga Bhakti Rasa Prayatne Apayayan Mam Anabipsum Andam Krupam Bhutirya Paradukka Dukki Sanatanam Tam Prabhum Ashrayami. I take shelter in him, my master Sanatana, an ocean of grace sorrowful because of others' sorrow, who induced me, although I was blind and unwilling, to drink this, the rasa of bhakti combined with vairagya. This is the prayers to Sanatana Goswami. It is there in a Vilapa Kusumanjali, 6th. So last week we discussed about the the little bit introduction, and also how this came. So Brihad Bhagavatamrita, it is, and first thing is, it is essence of Bhagavatam. So most of us, it's like kind of, where did this come, right? Actually, it is an appendix, or it's like an additional supplement of a Mahabharata. Okay. So there are two versions of Mahabharata. In fact, many versions of Mahabharata. What Janmejaya heard was two versions. One is Vaishampayana's version, and another one is Jaimini Rishi's version. So in the first Vaishampayana's version also, there is a supplement called Harivamsha, where the Krishna's, sorry, I'll put it in slide, where Krishna's glorification was hidden. So, Janmejaya didn't appreciate much. But when Jaimini Rishi was narrating this Mahabharata, because in that it was everything about Krishna, whereas in the Vaishampayana, it's all other heroes were glorified. So he was he wanted to hear more and more. So he asked, please, elaborate it, and then end it nicely with a sweet note. And that's what this Brihad Bhagavatamrita. It was actually lost. It wasn't there. But our Acharya, Srila Sanatana Goswami, through his, that Nitya Siddhi, because he had taken a shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and also that was that through Rupa Goswami, he wrote this Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So how did this came? Actually, when Parikshit Maharaj heard the whole Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami, he's done 7 days, 7 nights, the whole 12 cantos is explained. He left the place, and Parikshit Maharaj, he was so ecstatic, matlab, he was so blissful, because he understood and he didn't had any fear of death. He was ready for the death. I don't think so any of us will be ready for the death, right? We'll have some kind of a fear, some kind of attachment and all. But Parikshit Maharaj wasn't like that. So he was just waiting, and that's when Uttara ran to him, and then she's she's seeing her son so compassion, with so much of compassion, so much of love, but at the same time she's also feeling that her only son is going to die in just no minute, right? Within few minutes or within 1 hour. So she says, how come, I mean, you don't have any fear? What did you hear, from Shukadeva Goswami? Can you please tell? Can you please, give the essence? So here Sanatana goes here Parikshit Maharaj will say, oh mother, actually I wanted to be meditate on Krishna, and I wanted to keep it myself silent, and then keep thinking about what my guru explained. But since you are asking also the same thing which I wanted to remember, let me tell you, let me give you the essence of it. So that's what, because out of affection for his mother and to remember Krishna and whatever mercy he received from his guru, he is narrating this. So what is the lesson that we learn from this particular part is that whenever we hear something, we should also be compassion on the other souls, we should always remember, because that remembers, that reminds of Krishna, and that makes us remember Krishna's pastimes. And the best part is, like, we have received that from Guru's mercy. I mean, it's the Guru's mercy, so we should give it. So now, till where I explained? Yeah. So he'll start explaining, telling mother, Uttara, asking her, like, please listen attentively. And he says, like, in Prayag, there all the brahmanas, sadhus, all were, like, they all had gathered, and the place is called Dasha Ashwamedha Tirtha. So this is the same place. Last time I missed this point. This is the same place where remember, like, our two Goswamis, Rupa Goswami and Jiva Goswami went. And Rupa Goswami, for 10 days, he heard the complete knowledge from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is the same place. So there they went, and then they're worshipping, they're having a darshan, and they're glorifying each other, saying, you do all these things, so you are the best devotee, you are the great devotee, who could receive the Krishna's mercy, like that. Each one of them, like, talking to each other. And at that time, there's one Brahmana comes, and he says that he actually he comes there with so many of his relative, friends, neighbors, because that place is actually he owns that. Okay, so he comes, and then he beautifully opens up his Saligrama Shila, and he opens up, he worships very nicely, in a very opulently, very, with so much of dedication, with love and care he does, and offering everything, every single thing what he is offering is, like, it's very costly, very opulent. It is mentioned in the scripture. So Acharya says, whenever we are doing it for the Lord, we have to give the best of best. It should not be like, we drape or we buy things, good stuff, and then for Lord giving the something normal stuff, right? So here he's giving such a such so much. It's not a show off, it's like, with love he's doing, and all are saying. And he also, like, prepared boga, offered it, and each brahmana was called, sadhus were called, and then they were nicely treated, and they were fed nicely, and all. And then he was like, okay, everything is done, his relatives were also fed, he himself had prasadam, and then he was packing everything, and he was leaving. And suddenly Narada Muni, who was there unseen to other people, he came, and then he holded him, and he said, you are the recipient of Krishna's mercy. Because, why is he saying? You're saying because you have used all your wealth and opulence to establish this pure bhakti, devotional service. So you are the person. So then, that brahmana, with very yeah with very ashamed of what he heard, and he's saying, oh, Narada Muni, first please accept my obeisances. What did you say? I am such a rich person, and what charity I am giving? I'm just giving for one day, very little things, because I only have a very little thing, and only that much I can give. And you're talking about bhakti that I offer to Lord. I did not do anything. And in his heart of heart, he is talking about, he is going to refer now to a king who is doing every day. Now Brahmana is doing only one day, that by seeing one day, Narada became so amazed with it. So now he is referring to a king in South India. They are worshipping every day, the whole city, the whole country. Here they have mentioned country um, in South India. So he's saying there's a king. All his citizens are like, so happy. And there are so many temples, Vishnu temples, and even the demigods. And this kingdom is filled with so much of joy because all are in a happy serving Lord. When we are serving Lord, we will not be sad, right? So we'll be very happy, especially when there is Janmashtami or Ratha Yatra or Radhashtami. Now today, Sharad Purnima, all are like, looking at what best way we can serve and how to serve, right? So all this are going, and then so many thousands and thousands of people all over, like saints, sadhus, all are coming and living there. It's not some people are coming visiting, but some people are coming and staying there because there's so much of pious thing is happening. And this city is also free of sorrow, fear, and all the social disruption, because there is everywhere, because they're all happy. There's a there's a good yajna is happening, and rain is coming, crops are growing in a right time, so everything is going so well. And now what this brahmana is saying, and brahmana is saying that, that king, he himself is like, serving Achyuta in a very nice way, in a very menial way. So he comes and then, he observes whatever Brahmanas said. He's seeing everything what Brahmana said. He himself is seeing, and then he couldn't wait. He went and, like, hold it. Uh, um, the king, and he said, "Oh king, it's so nice to see that, your city is filled with all beautiful temples, and you're celebrating festivals so opulently, and everywhere there is a chanting, dancing, and singing going on, and all this offerings and feeding, everything is so happening. So you are the uh, recipient of Krishna's mercy." This is, I think, where we had stopped. So now I think we went a little further. Yeah. So now king is so embarrassed. King is so embarrassed, and he's saying first to Narada Muni, he's like, paying the obeisances. He did that, and then he said, "Oh, Narada Muni, in what sense you are, like, saying that we are, I'm celebrating it here opulently, because I'm just a human." Now, if the minute human beings, in the sense, we have some uh, limitations, right? We are like, we can only live for 100 years, maximum for 100 years. Nowadays, that 100 years is also not there. With so much of disease and all. So, and then he is also talking about always suffering with the three miseries. What are the three miseries? Mataji, is anybody? What are the three miseries?
Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika, and Adhyatmika, Mataji.
Yeah. So we are always like, fear of these three, right? And then because of that, and then, also the death, disease, anytime that can come. So king is saying, how much I can actually serve in this time, because I have a very less time, and I have this kind of a body which is going, like, degrading every day. Some or the other disease is coming, so I'm unable to serve my Lord, and I don't have any independence. I'm all, like, kind of controlled, because we are in this material world. When we are in the material world, we are controlled. So he's saying all this, and then say, "No, I don't deserve. I don't even I'm not even worth of receiving Krishna's mercy. Now he refers to Indra in heaven. This is where I think we stop. I'm taking you to the next. So here, king is talking about not just directly to Indra first. He's first is talking about the demigods. What he's saying is they all possess very divine bodies. They are always worshipable by humans. Any demigods you take, right? And they are sinless. They are pure and then always fixed in goodness, ever happy. They are free from distress, and they can travel anywhere. They can, if somebody asks for any blessings, they'll give, and they can travel anywhere. And another thing is, king is comparing here. You see, our body in material world, he's like, it's going to be degraded with all this disease and all. But over there, because they have drunk that nectar, so there is that amrita, so they are free from age and disease and death, right? And they are living in the residing in that heavenly, which is actually attained only through perfect pious deeds. What does it mean? It's not that anybody can go to Swarga. Very pious people, and for quite some time, or some yagnas has to be performed, then only somebody can become a demigod. No, now Krishna King is saying not just that, not the demigods. Out of the demigods, their king Indra, he is the recipient of Krishna's mercy. Why? Because he is the chief of all the demigods, and he can curse or bless, and he can sustain a life across the universe. Here is he's saying that what I am giving. This is like all the kings glorifying. So he's saying I can only give a 1 day, 2 days, some, but what Indra is doing is he's giving a rain covering the whole universe, and Indra is taking care of everyone. It's such a nice service he's doing to the Lord, and he's ruling this for a long duration, because he's comparing that ours is only 100 years. In demigods duration is different. It's I know the Brahma one. I think one day is equal to 4,000 years, demigods years. I don't want to speculate. So that's duration is a very long over there. And now here he's talking about if somebody does 100 flawless, that means there should not be any mistake. If someone has done 100 flawless Ashwamedha Yajna, then that person can get into the position of Indra. Now, whenever we are talking about Indra is not the name; it is the position. So who is that? Who is the Indra's position? What is the name of the king name? Who is in the Indra's position? Any idea? In the current yuga, what is the Indra's name? Have you all heard about it? Purandara. So who did 99 Ashwamedha Yagnas? Somebody did 99 Ashwamedha Yagnas.
Prithu.
Yes. He was about to do another one, and then Lord came, right? Yeah. And then king is saying, he has his horse, and then, Airavata, and that came from the churning of milk ocean. I mean, he's talking about all the opulence that, Indra has, and then, he can go anywhere, he can ride anywhere. and take care of the thing. Then he also talking about Parijata trees, which is a fulfilling desire tree. Like you go to the Parijata and then ask for anything, it gives. So he has that. It's not out of a jealousy, out of envious he's talking about. He's glorifying. Okay. And the greatest fortune, the best part of Indra is Lord Vishnu is as a Vamana Deva, he became his younger brother. And he's, worshipping Indra Deva, he's offerings, giving offerings to Indra Deva. So these are like, what king is glorifying. Okay, Matajis. And now we'll see. Now here, when he hears this, who is hearing all this? Who is hearing all this?
Narada.
Narada Muni is hearing all this, right? And who is telling, king or Indra?
The king is saying.
King is telling, yeah. So king is talking about Indra and to Narada. So now Narada became so happy to hear about Indradev. And then immediately he embraced king and he paid his obeisances and he jumped. He traveled to the heaven. Now in here, what is he observing? Let's see. So Narada Muni came, and when he came and when he entered, he did not go and entered, but he saw Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu in which form? Vamana Deva form. And he is with such a beautiful yellow color garments, ornaments, and then with a applied with the saddle paste and all, nice garlands, everything so beautifully. And who is worshipping? Lord Indradev is worshipping. And it's when we worship in the early morning, in the Mangala Arati and all, how many types, how many items? Dhupa, Deepa. Anybody can remember Mangala Arati, how many items we offer? Mangala Arati we all have seen, right, in the temples. So can anybody name? Dhupa, Deepa, and then Argya, and then the cloth, flower, then the
Chatram, Chamaram.
yeah, chamara. So 7-8 types, right? We offer it, no?
Type of chamara.
Yeah, 7-8 types we offer it, no? Items we offer it, no? Here, Indradev is offering 64 items. 64 items is offering. Just imagine how opulent it is, right? So he's offering, and then Brihaspati and all the sages are like, praising, glorifying. And Mother Aditi, she's lovingly serving Vamana Dev. Why? Because Mother Aditi is mother of Indradev as well as mother of Vamana Deva, right? And there's so much of dance and singing, the chanting. They are playing all different types of using musical instruments. They're all singing. So all this, Narada Muni is witnessing in Indraloka. Okay, and then once that all those things are offering is done, and Lord, because he's so happy, he's he has accepted that the deity worship thing, right? With all the offerings, that 64 items when he offered. So Lord is assuring to Indra that do not worry about the daityas, and he's giving that abhaya dana mudra, in the sense showing his hand, literally showing his hand. Don't worry. Anytime if you have any problem, we'll come there. I'll be there. Like that. And then once that the whole thing is done, Vamanadeva leaves that place. Now Indradeva, he'll just sit, and then he's now like kind of meditating on how Vamanadeva, that is Vishnumurti, is so so compassion on Lord Indra, and he's so kind and thinking about what all good things that he has done. So by thinking about that, Indra is crying with his 1,000 eyes. With his 1,000 eyes, I mean, the tears are flowing. He's crying literally because he's thinking how sweet my Lord is in so many different pastimes. I mean, the leelas with so many places, so many hard times that always Vishnu saved me. Like that, he's thinking, and he's crying, and then he's he just kind of like recalled that how kind he is in restoring heaven from Bali, because just that Leela had happened when this was offered. So this is what Narada Muni sees. Narada Muni saw, see, now first when he heard from whom? King. And now he himself is seeing this whole thing. So when he's seeing everything himself, it's like he couldn't control. He started dancing. He started playing his veena. And he went to Indradev and he said, you are the greatest devotee of the Lord. You are the recipient of Krishna's mercy. Like that he will say, and then he'll go there. Yeah. And now we'll see what Indra is saying. So Indra is like, first Indra will hear this, and then he'll actually look at Narada Muni. He says, are you making fun of me, Narada Muni? You know everything, right? What happens in heaven, it's not something new to you. It's the for every point what king said, he is giving a reason. Okay, so because whatever king said, Narada Muni saw, and now he's like Indradev is like saying whatever you are saying is all not true. Nothing is true. So he's saying we are so fearful. We are so envious. We always fly, because king was saying, I mean, saying that Indradev and the demigods can fly anywhere and can go anywhere, right? Here he is saying we are flying because we have fear of Daityas. Recently Bali Maharaj came. Earlier Ravana took over. Before that Hiranyakashipu took this whole kingdom, and then he had his own demons, like manage the whole affair. So we had to go and hide. And then the second thing, you have Vamanadev as your own brother. So the Indradev says that is not because of me. It is because of Aditi and Kashyap's prayers. Lord became a brother, and he's receiving offerings. And then you say that I'm sinless, I'm pure. Where am I pure? When I have killed my own guru, Vishwarupa, and when I have insulted Bruhaspati, and when I have killed Vrutrasura, who is a Vaishnava. So don't you see that I am not sinless? I'm such a sinful person. And then now with all this next thing that he will talk about, Indradev will talk about, you think that I'm the recipient of Krishna's mercy? If that is the case, then why why Lord Vishnu came here and without even asking me, he took this Sudharma horn and he gave it to Dwarka. He took it to, not in heaven or upper planet. He took it to Earth, that is, which is a lower planet in the Bauma. He gave it to, all the Dwarka people. And then once he came with, what's her name? For a Parijata, actually, what's the queen name? I forgot. Oh, Krishna. Satyabhama, yeah. Thank you, Mataji. So he came with a Satyabhama, and Satyabhama is like, oh, that Parijata, flower is there with Rukmini Devi, and I also want to have one. He didn't even ask me, and I had to fight with him. And finally, he defeated me, and he took away the Parijata flower, that tree also. And then once a year only, this Brajavasis used to offer everything to me. And then he changed the whole plan. The Rajavasis, started offering, worshipping Govardhan, and out of angry, I poured 7 days and 7 nights heavy rain, and then he lifted Govardhan, showing my, I was so angry, but then I was so arrogant and angry, and he defeated me. He made me so humble, understood what my situation is, what my position is. And then my next thing that he's talking about is the Khandwa forest. That was one of my favorite forests. And just because Agni Dev was he was hungry, to cure that hungriness, all forest was destroyed by him, and then also Arjuna, who is my own son. So do you think, hearing all this, Narada Muni, don't you see that I am not the recipient of Krishna's mercy? Do you still think like that? And then furthermore, he's talking about, I had a beautiful place called Amaravati, and Krishna destroyed that, and he built a new Vaikuntha for Rama Devi. And then now whatever you are seeing, that all the offerings that were accepted by me, it is not actually by me. It is out of love for his parents and my parents, because they both are our parents, right? So because of our parents and the Guru's request, is coming and taking the offerings. And did you see that when he took that offerings, immediately he left. He did not stay for a minute. And I don't know, if you come and ask me now, where is Lord? I don't know where he is. He is maybe in the Mathura, he may be Dwaraka, he may be with Pandavas, he may be somewhere. So do you still think that am I the recipient of Krishna's mercy? So this is how Indra is saying. Mataji, did I missed out any other pastimes where Indra could Krishna defeated Indra or killed his pride? Because Indra was very proud of his power and beauty and all the opulence. So Krishna just wanted to teach him and make him humble. So there are so many pastimes that happened. So here Indra is it's not that he's not happy with the mercy, but then he's simply accepting this, and basically he wanted to show that I am not great. There's another person. So whom is he referring next? Can anybody guess? Hare Krishna. Yes, no, at least we know that, in Bhagavatam we have seen so many devotees. So it's all devotees only now. Because this first canto is about
Brajavasi.
devotee.
Brajavasi.
Brajavasis, okay. That's there, but not now. But good guess. Anybody?
Prahlada Mataji.
Prahlada is also there, not right away. That's all. You heard only two devotees. Huh? Who has read Bhagavatam? Who heard Bhagavatam? Want to hear more? Okay. Now
Prahlad,
Indra is referring to
Prahlad.
no, Lord Brahma. He
Parikshit.
says, your own father is the true recipient of the favor of Lord Hari. And why? Because here you see, Indradev is like, he's actually managing the universe, right? Not really universe, the planet. But here, like, now Indradev is saying, you're saying I'm a brother, but Brahma, your father, is the real direct son of Vishnu. Why? Because Lord Brahma came from the navel of Garbha Dakshai Vishnu. Correct? And then he's saying, you're talking about my time is like, kind of eternal. Look at here, Brahma's just one day of Brahma is like, 14 Indras come and go. Huh? So and one day of Brahma is like 1,000 yugas. So we can calculate how many earthly days or how many demigods timeline duration, right? And then Brahma, he creates worlds. He creates this material world. He appoints rulers. Out of it, even Indradev is one of the ruler. He protects and dispenses the fruits of karma, and he destroys when he does that. When he annihilates, when does he annihilates? When he goes for a sleep, the night he annihilates. Then again in the morning he again creates. So just that one day of Brahma, that if you just go for that calculation, it's like mind gets like blows. So many days. I mean, it's like how I compare is, now you see ant will look at human beings and then think, right? Ant will think only, ant will stay maybe for an hour or maybe few hours or maybe one day. We live for 365 days, that's 1 year, and multiplied by number of years. And that's how we have to think about Brahma. And the best part of thing Indra is talking about is the 1,000-headed Mahapurusha. He always resides in Brahma's planet, and he is accepting offering and giving a joy to his devotees. So this is what Indradev is talking about Brahma. He is glorifying Brahma, stating your father is the recipient. Because he is in Brahmaloka, what happens is, over there so many sacrifices happen. So that, we will see what is happening over there. So many sacrifices, so many yagnas, and then how Mahapurusha, the Vishnu, comes over there. We will see in the next. So here, actually, I wanted to do put many pictures, but because of the time, short of time, and lack of, because of lazy, I will not say lack of time. If I had, enthusiasm in completing it, I should have completed, but I did not. So please forgive me for that. So now here, Narada Muni is witnessing what Indradev is said. So Narada Muni, he is entering, and there's so much of sounds, so much of music, so much of the mantra, the hymns, all those things are going, and it is not like 1 or 2 seconds. There are so many yagnakundas, so many, and in each yagna there are so many sages performing, and now the Supreme Lord, he appeared. All this is like Narada Muni is seeing. So this is like he's seeing. He just entered, but he has not disturbed anyone, and he's seeing so many yagnakundas. So many are like offering, and it's not some unpure, impure ones. Everything is a pure ghee, pure ingredients, and the mantras that are coming from the sages and sadhus are like perfect. That's why it is so soothing. And now when Mahapurusha, Vishnu, he's coming with his concert, and he's accepting. And how he is accepting? He's accepting like taking the whole thing from thousands and thousands. Everything he's pushing to his mouth, so that it's like, for example, let's say you have some guest coming. You have like in Sakhi Sangha only. Let's take it.
Govardhana.
Yeah, in Govardhan also. Yeah, Krishna. What is that word he says in Govardhan? Govardhan, what is the word he says?
Ayon.
Huh?
Aniyor.
Anyor, I want more. But here, Mahapurusha is not saying Anyor. He is accepting, and all the devotees who are seeing is so happy. I was just giving an example in Sakhi Sangha when we do the potluck, and let's say we are like taking some items, and then if somebody is taking it, how happy we will feel, right? And we'll say, if somebody says, hey, this chutney or this sambar or this item is so good, and then we'll immediately say, I did this, right? I have that. I do that. So yeah, I say I not take some more, and if you want, let me pack for you, for your family, if it if it is there after everybody is right. So now the devotees are so happy because Mahapurusha is coming. He's taking his, this offerings with his thousands mouth, and immediately he's leaving. And now when he leaves, what is that he'll do? He'll sleep. So Mahapurusha does only two things. What is that? He comes, he takes offering, and he'll rest. Now when we say rest, it is not our rest. The rest that he takes is when he's sleeping. Also, he's creating so many universes. So Krishna always says that Acharya says that the rest that we take is materially, we don't even remember what we are doing. Correct? Whereas Krishna, he is actually creating so many universes. And when he is coming, he's taking the offerings and delighting the devotees. So now, after Mahapurusha left, Brahma sitting, and then now he's like crying. And how many eyes he has now? If it is a 4-headed Brahma, it is 8 eyes, right? So he's crying, and the tears flowing from all the 8 eyes, and thinking about how kind my Lord is. He's coming and accepting, and all the jivas are happy because he's accepting it, and he's glorifying. He's thinking about all the past leelas. So now, seeing this, see, Narada Muni did not enter till now. He will enter it now because Supreme Lord left, like Mahapurusha left to take rest, and Brahma is sitting, and now to his father he come and he pays obeisances to his lotus feet and say, Father, you are the greatest devotee. You are the greatest devotee of the Lord, and nobody else. You are the recipient of Krishna's mercy. And now Narada glorifies. Let's see what he glorifies. He says, Narada is glorifying. He says, you are the master of all beings and you are the grandfather of the universe. You create, you maintain, you dissolve. Like, with all the three gunas, sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna, you do all these things in all the 14 worlds. And in each of your mouth, each day when the Vedas coming, it's the Vedas are like emerging from your mouth, each of your mouth. So that's why you are Adi Kavi. You are like the original poet. And now he is talking about for Indradev to attain that Indra's position. What one person has to do, any person has to do to get that position, we discussed. Can anybody answer? Question is, to get Indra's position, what should be done? Hare Krishna, Mataji's.
1000 Ashwamedha Yajnas.
1000 Ashwamedha Yajnas, right? You should say flawlessly. Otherwise, if anybody does 1000 Ashwamedha Yajnas, can become Indra. But no, it has to be flawless. So here also, if somebody has to become Brahma, they have to, a faultless duty for 100 lifetimes. Not in one lifetime, 100 lifetimes. Imagine, it is very difficult, right? We all are like, born with 4 things. What are the four things? Srila Prabhupada says that in Bhagavad Gita introduction. As a humans, we keep doing. We always do mistakes.
Cheating tendency.
Cheating propensity.
Illusion.
We are always in the Brahma.
Maya.
Illusion, yeah.
We are always in the Brahm, they say, right? And then the other one is we are having a imperfect senses. Because we have imperfect senses, we do mistakes all the time. And we don't correct ourselves because we have that illusion, me, mine, I, right? So that's why we don't. And with that, we keep doing the mistakes. So these are the 4. So imagine if somebody in 100 lifetimes, first of all, one lifetime itself, one day itself, I do so many mistakes. So many committing mistakes, and then so many times I keep saying I. So it's someone has to do a faultless duty, dharma. It's not easy, right? So if someone does this, then a person can become a Brahma. And then the best part is Vaikunta lies within your world. Why is Vaikunta? Actually, if we see our Goloka chart, Vaikunta actually is above. Why he's saying is because Mahapurusha lives there, right? That is why he's saying that, Narada Muni is saying, glorifying that Vaikunta is in your world. And what is he doing? He is accepting the sacrifices and granting results, which is like happiness, blissfulness to all the jivas over there in Brahmaloka. So he is glorifying, and he says, Brahma, you are the father, you are the greatest devotee, and you are the recipient of Krishna's mercy. Now, hearing this, Brahma actually, what he did is he was so disturbed. With that disturbed, he closed his ears. How many years he closed?
8 years.
Yeah, 8 years. Yeah, 8 years he closed, and then he says, "What did you?" Now we will see. He says, and then he will also say that you are you are Krishna, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's another, the last statement that Narada Muni says to Brahma. For me, not he's not says for me, he says you are the Krishna, you are the Supreme Lord. So that is why Brahma, he closes his ears and he says, what did you say? You are my son, and didn't I teach you from the childhood what is who is the Supreme Lord? And he first thing he says, I am not the Supreme, I am not the Supreme, I am only a servant of the Lord, I am the servant of the Lord. Like that he keeps repeating it over and over again and again. And then he says, didn't I teach you when you were small? Where, from which scripture, why are you speculating? Where did you hear this? Where did you see this? Because usually when somebody says, what do we say? Where is it? Is it there in the scripture? Or any acharya said? Who told you? Like this we ask, right? The same way Brahma is asking his own son, and he's getting angry. Actually, Brahma is in the little rajogun, passion, right? So he's sometimes he get angry. So and Narada Muni is his son, so getting angry on son is not a wrong thing, and nicely he has to teach the right thing, right? So he's telling, where did you get this? Where did you hear this? Didn't I teach you who is the Supreme? I'm the only servant. And then it all this that what you're seeing, that creating a world, and all this 14 world, ruling everything, is done by Krishna's energy, that is Mahamaya. uh, and she's with that goodness, passion, and ignorance, creating, maintaining, and destroying. It's not me. In fact in fact now Brahma is telling, because of this position, I am so proud and I'm in anxiety, and I always uh, look for liberation instead of with a pure devotion. So Brahma is saying that if somebody is praying, worshipping Lord for a liberation, that is not a true bhakti, that is not bhakti at all, right? And he and then you're seeing that Lord is accepting all these sacrifices. It's only to favor his devotees. It's there in the Bhagavatam, Mataji. I had put it from Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhaktyaham ekaya grahyaya. So he's only and only for devotees. Only devotees alone he favors. So where I'm not devotee at all. When I'm praying for worshipping and praying for or doing anything and everything for liberation, then that's not bhakti. So this is a lesson for us also, that if we are looking for a mukti, then that's wrong. This morning only Mataji was talking about bhukti and mukti. These two are like rakshasas. Did anybody heard in Mataji's japa talk? Our Sakhi Sangha japa talk?
Bhukti and Mukti.
Yeah, I will. There are two pishachis, Mataji said, right? Not rakshas, two pishachis. Huh? So enjoying, and as well as getting a liberated, or getting merged with the Lord. All this are not right, not bhakti at all. So here Lord is accepting out of love for his devotees. And now Brahma is recalling all the offenses that he made. And he's saying, you see, he's a leader, right? So he's talking about the appointed like demigods like Indradev, and then Varunas and Yamraj and all. So he says now what Indra did out of out of pride, that the Leela that we Govardhan Leela happened, right? So that he says, and Varuna's poli is like Nanda Maharaj, once he wanted to go and take a bath in the early morning on Ekadashi or Dwadashi day. Then Varuna Dev takes away Nanda Maharaj, and because he wanted to see, actually he wanted to see, have a darshan of Lord. That is why he takes Nanda Maharaj. So another thing that Varuna Dev, all the demigods did is like, especially Yamaraj. Yamaraj's error is Sandipani son. He actually takes away, right? He was killed. So when Sandipani Muni, when Lord Krishna and Balram serves as a disciple to Sandipani Muni, and when they ask what is the Guru Dakshina you want, Sandipani Muni says, wait, I don't have anything, but let me ask my wife, your mother. So he will say, he will go and then ask, and then he'll come back and he'll say that, we want our son back, because I know you only can get that. You can only fulfill that. You alone can fulfill that, right? So that, and then he goes to Varuna Dev, and then Varuna Dev says, I don't have it, because in Prabhas, in ocean, in that ocean, he will be playing. So that is when he'll be killed. So he'll go up to Yamaraj, and there's a long story. I'm just making it short because I know you all know it. In case if you don't know, then we'll discuss it in the next class. So he'll go to Yamaraj, and the minute he goes and he blows the conch shell, then Yamaraj brings the son back, Sandipani Muni's son back, and Krishna and Balram very happily they'll take and give it to Sandipani Muni, giving that as a Guru Dakshina, which they wanted it, right? So then he says, all these are like, my own people whom I placed in the sense I gave all these positions to these people, and they all did this kind of mistakes out of proudness or out of ignorance and all. With all those things, like, it's still fine. But what the blunder mistake that I did, now he's admitting, he's talking about that Brahma Vimoha Leela, where stealing Krishna's calves and friends. He thinks that how can a cowherd boy be the supreme personality of Godhead? How can Krishna taking the that chipped rice with the curd rice, especially from somebody's plates. And actually Acharya says that what Brahma witnesses is when one of his friend, he has taken the sour, it's very sour, buttermilk in his mouth, and then because he didn't want Krishna to take it because it's very sour, so he actually drank that first. He he just put that in the mouth, and then he didn't want Krishna to taste that sour. His friend did not want it, but Krishna immediately what he did, he actually put both the chicks, both the side chicks, he just gave a small kind of a kick, and then it opened up, the mouth got opened up, and then the whole buttermilk came out, and now the buttermilk is coming, and Krishna is opening his mouth. So it's like literally taking the juta of his friends. So when Brahma saw this, how could this happen? I mean, we are all offering such a nice, delicious prasadam over there. This cannot be. That is when he actually takes away all the cows, all the boys, all the friends of Krishna's, and then for one 100 years. Yeah, for 100 years he'll hide. And then when he, sorry, one day of his Brahma day, right? So when he comes out and he looks into it, all are like, have taken the Supreme. I mean, there's another copy of it where Supreme Lord has like, has entered into each Gopas, and then they all have become his friends and calves and everybody, and then they are happily living in Vrindavan. And when he saw this, he felt so pathetic. He's like, what a mistake I have done. I and he understood that is this Leela, and he tricked Lord Brahma. What made him happy is when he came back and when he accepted his arrogance, and then um, he saw a sweet smile of Krishna. And when when he saw that, he said, my lifetime, this is like, I have achieved uh, something in my lifetime. That's something that I cannot achieve any other time. So by just seeing one time of Krishna's smile, so he sees that and he'll go back. Now he'll also give why he goes back to his Brahmaloka. That's a beautiful thing, which is a big lesson for us. That he says that in Vraja, he was able to witness this. I was able to see this and stayed there for a few days. But then I'm so scared where I would commit more mistakes. And to avoid the offenses, further offenses, I immediately went away. So here, Acharyas say that the Brajabhumi is very, 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 very auspicious and uh, a wonderful dham, where we think it so lightly when we go to dham. We say we are very proud. I'm going to Vrindavan. I've been there. What we don't understand is the offenses that we make. Yes, when we go there, if we chant, it is more number of times. If we take the association, it is more multiple times. But if we make any offense, it is 1,000 times. So that is why in Dham, when we want to stay or when we go there, we have to be very, very careful. We have to go with some senior devotees and hear properly and go with the right conscious, that and respect everyone in the Braj. Everyone in the Braj, because they're all not normal people like us. They're it's a Bama Vrindavana. It's like it's just another Vrindavan. Krishna had come, Krishna is there, and Krishna will be there all the time. So they are playing all the pastimes there. So the dham, every inch of it, what we see and what we think, we have to be very, very careful. Sorry, I become a little emotional because I always like, very proudly I keep saying that I went for Braj Dham. I did this, I went there and all. But when I'm reading this, when Maharaj is explaining how careful we should be, it just reminded me that when will I get that? When will I understand the importance of Dham? Uh, so Brahma realizes that that's the purpose of his life, is like, just to bring, just to see Krishna happy. So this thing should be our purpose also, that how to make Krishna happy. So in the Kali Yuga, what is the what is the way? The only way, there are so many ways, but the best way that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given, and Srila Prabhupada has spreaded this uh, whole universe, this material world, whole universe, into one thing, that we should chant Hare Krishna, Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And by chanting nicely, giving Krishna top priority, and not for any material things, but only for to make Krishna happy. Because when you call mother, like, Amma, 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 or like, in whatever way, even though you want something or you don't want something, you simply keep calling, and the mother will be very happy. Like when baby cries out, she'll come and, like, just hug and take the baby to her this one. And this reminds me that in the recent movie, one of the movie I saw recently is Narasimha movie. If you could remember that, how Lord Narasimha embraces Prahlad, and the blissfulness, or like, the ecstasy that both feels, is like is how we would feel, and Krishna would feel when we chant nicely. So yeah, Mataji. So we'll see the next. Now Brahma, like, he kind of rejected whatever Narada Muni glorified, and now whom he will refer, we'll see next. But anybody has any idea whom does he refer?
Shiva Mataji.
Huh?
Shiva.
Shiva,
Rudra.
you said. You said Shiva, correct?
Yes, Mataji.
That's right. Superb. So we'll hear about Shiva's pastimes in the next. Oh my God, it's 5:25. Oh, nobody. Sorry, Mataji. I wanted to end it, like, by 5:10. Thank you so much, because today being such a wonderful, auspicious day, and you have given me you all have given me the opportunity, especially Karuna Radhika Mataji, and all the sweet Sakis of mine, all are here. And many of you are like in the sevas. That's okay, but you all came and then heard this. Thank you so much. I know I need to do more preparation. I'm in English or whatever language, I'm like imperfect, but thank you for coming and hearing this, and whatever the lessons that we learned from acharyas and all, it's try to implement that in this Kartika month. Anyone. So what is that one? Let's discuss in the next week. Each one of you, whatever it is, from this. Now we learned with Brahmana, King, Indra, and Brahma, right? 4 devotees. From 4 devotees, any one thing that what we learned, let's discuss that in the next week. Okay, Matajis? Hare Krishna. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Bhakti
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna Mataji.
I don't think there's anything better than listening to you on Sharat Purnima Day for me. Hari Bol.
Mataji.
Hari
For
Hari Bol.
everyone.
Thank you so much.
Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji recording.